Welcome to the Team Canada Practical SharePoint training. For the next 45 minutes, I'll go through the basics of using SharePoint in your branch. First, I'll go through the basic navigation tutorial, how to use the home page, the side panel, quick links, the national and regional databases and hubs. So, going into SharePoint, you can access SharePoint through the Office 365 menu, clicking on SharePoint. Once you click on SharePoint, click on Canada. This will open up the main page and the National Hub. On the National Hub, what you're going to see is the 6 recruiting regions: Alberta, Central, East Coast, GTA, South Ontario, and West Coast. On the right, you're going to see the PeopleReady Canada documents. This is our national document library for marketing materials, safety database, branch operations documents, or training library. These contain national documents made from corporate, either through at work or one strong team, or something that your market manager or executives would like to share with you. Below, you'll see PeopleReady Canada quick links. These are basic quick links we've added that I think are pertinent that every branch could probably use, like Workday, branch P&Ls, Concur expenses, health and safety supervisor quiz, test score, the work habit survey access, and in case you want to order toner, cartridge supplies, there's a pretty cheap wholesaler online. These links we can add more if you feel there's something worthwhile to add that everyone in Canada would want to access. At the bottom, we have a TrueBlue Yammer feed, which is directly connected to the North Stars group. So you can come in here and do a quick Yammer if you need to. And on the left side has links to everything that you'd ever want to access. Has our Canada job board, which has all the jobs across Canada that you need recruiting for. Canada Marketing, which is basically our national documents for Canada, operations, safety, and training. My assigned tasks. By clicking this link, you'll see every task that someone has assigned you to. So if you're a recruiter, you're going to click on My Assigned Tasks and see every job that every branch has assigned you to. As a CSR, you'll see any branch tasks that maybe your manager has created for you, or any recruitment tasks that you're also assigned to. We have the regional pages: Alberta Hub, Central, East Coast, GTA, South Ontario, and West Coast. This takes you to the main hub for those regions. And then below that, you'll see Alberta workers, Central workers, East Coast workers, GTA, South Ontario, and West Coast workers. Those links take you directly to the candidate database if you're searching for new workers or want to add new workers to the system. So it's a quick link to get there. Now let's say we're in the Central region. I would click on Central. This takes me to the Central Hub. Now, if I'm not sure which region I'm in, every region has a list of the branches in that region. So if you're in the East Coast, Halifax and Ottawa, that would be East Coast region. If you're in GTA, like Oshawa, Mississauga, Brampton, they're in the GTA region. And West Coast, for example, would be Vancouver and so on. So they're pretty straightforward. By clicking on the hub, you'll be able to see which branches are listed in that hub. And that's the one you want to be using where you're assigned. Now, once you get into the hub for your region, you have several options available for you. The options right here are basically for your branch in your region data library. You have a candidate tracker that's basically for your region for recruitment. You can add candidates and track them and have information about them. You have a customer library. You can add all your quotes if you like, customer documents, whatnot. Marketing library for any local branch files you need, such as recruitment posters that you've made specific for your branch. Save them in there. Operations, any files you need locally for your branch, share them in there. Same with safety. And training library. For any training documents you've made for your staff, you want to share it in the region. Now, these are regional libraries. They're separate from the national library, which is only for national documents from TrueBlue Corporate. On the right side here, you see branch tasks. And if you want to create a branch task, you just click on New Task right there. And that's pretty much concludes our navigation summary. Let's go back here and see what's next. So data integrity and standard operating procedures. Really important that when we start adding all these files to these different document libraries, that we're using a standard operating procedure in terms of how we name these files and how we share them. Otherwise, it'll be willy-nilly and everyone will name them the way they like. So for example, if I want to add someone to the candidate tracker, someone that's intaked through TrueBlue, once they've completed intake, we should be entering them into the candidate tracker. I'm going to go into my home page and be able to grab from the desktop someone's resume. So here I have Melanie Jordan's resume, Steve Couture, Brittany, and Alexandra. So these 4 people have completed intake today, and I'm going to enter them into our central candidate tracker. By dragging over the files, they'll upload directly to SharePoint. And there you can see them uploading. Take some time to upload. There we go. They're all entered into the central candidate tracker. So these 4 people, when we do add them in, we want to have their names set up correctly. So what we tend to do is rename these files because they're not set up right. Last name first, and first name last. So that is how I would like to enter them in for quick access and searching. Yeah. There you see I've changed Alexander Roy to Roy Alexander. Now, once I've entered him into the system, I'm going to want to do some edits to be able to add the information about that candidate. So what do I know about Roy Alexander? Let's see. Here I have a chance to enter his residence with the drop-down menu. And every region has the cities in that region to add. So Brittany here is from Sudbury. Melanie is from Winnipeg. Roy Alexander is from Thompson. Steve Couture is from Morden. Certificates. I can add any certificate that employee has through a drop-down menu. Looks like Brittany has a Class 1 license, forklift, and she has fall arrest working at heights. And there's a comprehensive list here. Anything missing, let me know and I can add it. Did they complete intake? Yes, all of these people did complete intake. Candidate status. They're now considered active workers once they've completed intake. They go from an active worker to an active worker if they haven't worked within 90 days. Or if you like 30 days, it doesn't matter. Last contacted. Here you have a little menu. You get to pick when's the last time you talked to them. So we did talk to them today, which would be February 4th. I'm going to enter February 4th in for all of those days as the last time that we contacted these 4 people. Here you can enter some notes if you like about them. The next column is a rating. And the rating is from 1 to 10 in terms of how good of an employee they are. They haven't went out yet, so I'm just going to put them as 10. Start them off as 10, is that if they're late, no show, you can drop down their rating as needed. Next, we assign them a home branch. These people all came to the Winnipeg branch, let's say, and so I'm going to assign them to that branch. Makes it easier to search them out. I'm going to enter their email address in. I'm going to enter their telephone number. And then I'm also going to add how they were referred. If they came in from a job fair, Connexa, one of the recruiters, or maybe from national accounts. These people were all walk-ins. So I'll put them as walk-ins. So you see how fast it is to enter 4 people into the system as you've completed intake. Let's also add their trades. Here in the beginning, there's all a comprehensive list of trades in Canada you may have to recruit for. They're all general laborers. But the good thing is you can add more than one with the checkbox. So all these informations were changed just by clicking on Quick Edit at the top of the field. Once I've entered all the information, I click on Done. That'll save it to the database. And now when I access the database, you're able to see I have these general laborers, their residence, their certificates, intake, last contacted, scrolling the screen and see all that other information about them. Important though, we all name them last name first, first name last when we're entering them in the system. So I would go ahead and rename the rest, Moat, Brittany, and so on. Click Save. And you see this quick edit at the top in order to edit everything as an Excel spreadsheet. Makes it very easy. Let's say I want to download that person. I just click on there and it gives me a download link. I'm also able to share it as an email directly to somebody. And I can delete it if I want as well. Going back here, let's see what My Assigned Tasks page is. My Assigned Tasks lists all the tasks that you're currently assigned to. It lets you filter by priority or type. Different types of tasks include branch activities, recruitment, sales, etc. You can update in real time, so you'll always know what's available. And you're able to sync your assigned tasks with Outlook and send a daily email update to yourself if you like, directly from SharePoint. You can also assign recruiters to recruiting tasks and give them the go-ahead for recruit for a certain position. So going back in here, the top of SharePoint, it says My Assigned Tasks. Clicking on that, let's see what's been assigned to myself. So far, I'm assigned to 2 tasks. The first priority is high. That's for recruitment for Hanson Lawn and Garden. We're looking for a plow driver. I see we've assigned Ron to this. So Ron's going to see this when he clicks into branch tasks. I've assigned the rest of the staff in the branches to this. I've assigned this to the branch 2220. The task type shows as recruitment. Below that, as a normal task, I've created one that says labor market meeting, which is on March 1st, and Veronica and I will be attending this. There's no due date, but it is on March 1st, and it is a branch activity. So that's my assigned tasks. I can create new ones as needed. Let's just see how that works. I click New Task. Region, always make sure you select your region. So I'm in the East Coast. I'm going to assign to my branch here at 2220. Task name, recruiting new CSR. We do need a new CSR. Start date would be right away. Due date, I'd say I'd need someone before the end of the month, which is February 28th. Assign to, I'm going to assign this to Ron. And just enter their basic TrueBlue email. It should come up in the search when you're doing that. There we go. So I'm going to add Ron to that. Description. I can cut and paste the job description, but just to make things quicker, I'll just put CSR candidate needed. ASAP. Priority, I'm going to put that to high. Task status in progress, task type. This is a recruitment task. And I'm going to click Save. Boom. Ron sees that right now. If he was looking at SharePoint, that is. Let's go back to our hub here in Central. Now here you want to create tasks for your branches that are in the Central District. You're going to want to upload files as needed for customers, marketing, operations, safety, and training. But let's say I want to see what's going on in the East Coast. You just click on East Coast Hub. That'll take you directly to the East Coast Hub. Here you can see what's going on sort of at the branches. We have some tasks that are put up there, assigned to different people. I want to click on Marketing Library because they have a cool marketing file that I want to share. Come in here and it'll bring up files that are already saved for branch 2220. There's 46 files here. Just going to click on that and show all. For each type of data library, you're able to add the vertical it's in, the region, the branch. Pretty much any file that you upload into SharePoint, make sure that you add the region and the branch, tagging it for your branch. That way it's very quick and easily accessible. So here's all the files. I've added them in already. You'll see that they're modified by me, so they know who's put them up there and how recent they are. I put the region, so you can see right away that These are in the East Coast region. (2220) and so on. Now, if I wanted to filter to a document, now I said, oh, I want to see a vertical filter by hospitality, because I want a hospitality marketing sheet. So let's bring that up into filter. Boom. All the hospitality marketing information comes right up for me. So it's important that you tag the files as you add them. That way you can do quick searches and be able to filter down to exactly the type of file you need. Makes it easier to share. Now, if I want to save this filter here, just click on the side at the top right, save the view. Save the view as hospitality marketing files, and make this a public view. So if anybody wants to just come here and search for hospitality marketing files, they just bring down the drop down and see what files are available. Here I've created also one for Ottawa files, and I can see all the files for Ottawa. Because we do share this region with Halifax, Halifax would probably want to create a filter for Halifax files. That way they could filter between their files and ours. And yes, we are doing some sharing, but by able to tagging the files to your region and to your branch, you can quickly find your files and not have any kind of issue with that. So we're going to go back to East Coast Hub just to see what's going on. Back at the East Coast Hub, let's see who the candidate library is there. Now, we've been using SharePoint for a while, so we do have quite a few candidates entered in here. Just going back to the slideshow, how to create a branch task, showed you that. How do you link your Outlook email to SharePoint? Let's see that. So first off, we're in SharePoint here. We want to be able to link our email to SharePoint, because as we do create branch tasks, we go to assign my assigned tasks here first. Okay, at the top of the page, you'll see it says Browse, Tasks, and List. If you click on List, then it does have a button here that says Connect to Outlook. To connect to Outlook, click on that. It'll ask you to open Outlook. Click Open the link, and then you'll have to log in using your TrueBlue credentials. Once you do that, it will attach your tasks directly to your Outlook. This is really good because you'll also have the opportunity there to create a daily summary email, which will email you every day as new tasks are added, or if you want to have it once a week or once a day with just what tasks are currently opened. And this will help you know exactly what's going on without having to log into SharePoint every day. That's how to link your Outlook email to SharePoint. Next is a national job board. Let's go back here and click on Canada Job Board. Now, so far, it's just the one branch adding jobs, but as you start adding more jobs in every branch, you'll see a whole list of jobs here on the Canada Job Board. And again, we have filters. So as a recruiter, if you're recruiting for the GTA, just click on Region or Branch and search for that branch. And here you can select which branch you want to recruit for. Or if you want to select who is assigned to who, you can select all the jobs that Ron's recruiting for, click that filter, and there he has 3 jobs he's recruiting for. So of course, as you add more, the need for filters grows, and you're able to use filters as needed to search and see what is open in the job board. But it also creates trends. So as a recruiter, you can see, hey, we have a huge trend across Canada for carpenters or bus drivers, whatever it may be. So it really helps you get an idea of what's going on in Canada for recruitment, especially when it comes to skilled work. So that's what the Canada Job Board is for. Of course, I prefer using the My Assigned Tasks because those are tasks that I have to do because the job board is going to be filled with jobs from all over Canada. So how do I post a job? Real simple. You can either do it through the job board by creating a new task, or you can go to your hub. So just go to the hub there. GTA Hub, click New Task. Now, when you're posting a job, there's certain rules we have to follow for that. Make sure you click your region. So I'm in the East Coast region, 2220. Make sure that task type is set to recruitment if it's for a job. Make sure that you assign your recruiter if it is for a job that you want him or her to recruit for. And make sure that you do put recruitment and the position thing, the position name. Of course, I would definitely cut and paste a job description into the description, and of course a start date. When do you want the person for? How long do you have to recruit for? So if it's only 1 week it's for, and then the job is done, put that in there. One thing you want to do as a manager or recruiting leader in your branch is once you know a job is no longer open or once it's been canceled, you got to go in there and delete the task or close it. That'll give Ron or any other recruiters immediate notification that that job is no longer being recruited for. They should take down the ads and stop recruiting for it. We definitely want to manage our resources as we have more and more recruiters starting up with PeopleReady, and we want to make sure that all their time is spent towards jobs that will be available and there's a chance of closing those. So putting in that information is all good. Assign it also to myself because I want to know the status of that and be able to see it. That way Ron will see that job's posted. I'll also have it in my task list so I'll know when to adjust it, job description, and so on. Then I'll just click save, and that's how you add a job. Regional recruiting database. So every region, there's 6 regions we've created. Every region has their own recruiting database, which would be the GTA workers or East Coast workers. So clicking on the worker database. Clicking on the worker database is the same as clicking directly on candidate library in your main hub. Once you get in here, the first default view is usually a tile view, which is annoying. I would definitely switch the view right away to list. And you can do that on the right side. Here it says all documents. I click on list. And right away, it's a little better view. That way you can see the names of the workers and all their skills, addresses, and so on. So I switch the view. It takes a second to switch it. One of the reasons as well that we did create 6 hubs is because you don't want to have too much slowdown. If we had a national database and it's going online, it would be quite slow. So by doing it this way, it's going to be a little bit faster for everybody. Just try that again. There we go. Okay, so here's a list. You see all of our workers. They're alphabetical. You can have them filtered by pretty much any column, whatever you like. You can see their worker rating, their notes for them, their email addresses, and so on. If you want to edit all the workers at once or specific workers, just click on Quick Edit at the top. It's the fastest way to edit information in the field. If you want to edit individual workers one at a time, you can just click on that worker. And you can either download them, delete them, move them, or copy them somewhere else. If you right-click on it as well, you'll have those options. If you want to view the resume, just click directly on the PDF link, and you'll open up the resume right there on the spot. So what we have asked everybody to do is make sure you upload a resume for every worker. Don't just put a random document. Should be their resume. If they don't have a resume, then using their intake package, the pages that have their skill sets, because in the new PeopleReady intake packages, you're actually able to go in there and click, and you'll see the intake packages, the new ones. They have a list of all the skills, and you can mark off on those. So just scanning that in, naming it as the person's last name, first name, and uploading it gives you a document. Just to give you an example of one, see here if I click on Abdan Fazeli, It'll open up his document. What do we have here for him? Let's see. Who is this guy? And here they've used the My Information page. So we have his address, some names. Has all of his information as well right there. I can read about his contact info and so on. And scrolling through here, you'll see his skills. So not many skills for this guy. He's done warehouse, pretty much it. Where did you hear about LibraReady? Through a friend, and he was intaked in 2016. So some basic info. Other people have more information, obviously, and they can definitely fill that out as needed. Preferably, we would love to have a resume for that person, but if they're an unskilled candidate, a lot of people don't have resumes. We realize that. So we put that My Information in there. At least we have something on them to use as a reference for positions. So we just click on the X, that'll close that off, and go back. For a lot of workers, of course, we do have nice